The film opens with a dramatic and emotional scene. John Wick crashes his black SUV into a wall. The vehicle is totaled, and John, bloody and barely conscious, stumbles out. He collapses to the ground, gasping for breath, and pulls out his phone. On the screen plays a video of his late wife, Helen, smiling and carefree by the beach. Exhausted, he lies down on the pavement and slowly closes his eyes. The scene rewinds to a few days earlier. John wakes up alone to a gloomy morning. He is still mourning the loss of Helen. We see flashbacks of their life together, quiet mornings, smiles and laughter, until the heartbreaking moment she suddenly collapsed. Doctors later revealed she had cancer, and eventually it took her life. During Helen's funeral, John is approached by an old friend, Marcus, who offers his condolences. That night, a delivery arrives at John's home. When he opens it, he discovers a small beagle puppy. Inside is a letter from Helen. She explains that she wanted John to have something to love after she was gone, something to help him find peace and continue living. The puppy's name is Daisy. Overwhelmed, John cries. He takes Daisy outside and notices a small flower attached to her collar, another sign of Helen's last expression of love. The next day, Daisy follows John everywhere as he prepares to go grocery shopping. On the way, he stops at a gas station, where 3 Russian mobsters, including Joseph Tarasov, the reckless son of mob boss Vigo Tarasov, notice John's rare 1969 Ford Mustang. Joseph tries to buy the car, but John refuses. When Joseph approaches Daisy, John pushes him away. That night, John lies in bed when Daisy wakes him, needing to go outside. They head downstairs, but suddenly 3 masked men appear from the shadows. One strikes John in the head with a bat. As John is beaten, another man grabs Daisy. Joseph reveals himself by removing his mask and then mercilessly breaks the dog's neck. John is knocked unconscious. The criminals steal John's car and drive it to a chop shop owned by Aurelio. Aurelio instantly recognizes the vehicle and demands to know where Joseph got it. Joseph proudly admits that he stole it and also killed the dog of the car's owner. Enraged, Aurelio punches Joseph in the face. Later, John shows up at the workshop, confirming Joseph was the one who took his car and killed Daisy. That same night, Vigo Tarasov calls Aurelio. When Vigo asks why he hit his son, Aurelio replies, "Because he stole John Wick's car and killed his dog." Vigo simply mutters, "Oh." John then goes to his basement, takes a sledgehammer, and smashes a hole through the concrete floor. Hidden underneath is a sealed case full of guns, ammunition, and gold coins, the tools of his past life. Meanwhile, Vigo confronts Joseph violently and explains the horror of what he has done. He tells Joseph that John Wick used to work for him, the most feared assassin in the criminal underworld. John was called Baba Yaga, the boogeyman, or more accurately, the man you send to kill the boogeyman. John left that life behind only for Helen. Vigo calls John to fix things, but John hangs up without a word. So Vigo sends a squad of hitmen to kill John in his own home, but they never stood a chance. John slaughters them effortlessly, moving with deadly precision. Afterward, he calls a special cleanup crew, clearly not for the first time. Vigo hires an elite assassin, Marcus, offering $2 million to kill John. Marcus accepts. Vigo also sends more mercenaries after John. John checks into the Continental, a hotel for assassins and criminals, governed by strict rules, no killing on hotel grounds. There he encounters a female assassin named Perkins and meets with an old friend, Winston, the hotel's owner. Winston privately tells John that Joseph is hiding in a nearby bathhouse. That night, Marcus watches John from the rooftop of a building across the street. Through his sniper scope, Marcus sees Perkins sneaking into John's room. Marcus fires a shot near John's head, intentionally missing, to warn him. A brutal fight follows. John overpowers Perkins and promises to spare her if she reveals where Joseph is. She tells him about the bathhouse. John knocks her out and leaves her to another hitman named Harry. However, Perkins later escapes by dislocating her own thumb and kills Harry. John storms the bathhouse where Joseph is partying. He kills the mobsters one by one with brutal efficiency, but Joseph narrowly escapes. Later, John raids a church where Vigo hides his criminal fortune. He kills the guards and forces a priest to open the vault, then burns all of Vigo's money and documents. Furious, Vigo ambushes John outside and briefly knocks him out by ramming him with an SUV. John is captured. Vigo questions why he is doing all this just for a dog. John answers, "That dog was a gift from my wife, my last memory of her. And you took that from me." Vigo orders his men to suffocate John with a plastic bag, but Marcus, watching from afar, shoots one of the guards and gives John a chance to escape. John kills the remaining men and forces Vigo to give up Joseph's location. John storms Joseph's heavily guarded safe house and eliminates every guard. Joseph tries to escape again, but this time John catches him and kills him without hesitation. To punish Marcus for betraying him, Vigo's men kidnap him. They torture Marcus before Vigo and Perkins shoot him dead. Vigo then calls John to tell him Marcus has been killed. Outside the Continental, Perkins is surrounded and executed by Winston's men for breaking hotel rules. Filled with rage and grief, John heads after Vigo. He finds Vigo on the way to a helicopter. John rams their vehicle and kills more mobsters. Avi, Vigo's right-hand man, tries to kill John but is run over instead. Vigo attempts to push John's car off the dock, but John escapes and the two face each other in a violent fistfight under heavy rain. Vigo tries to stab John, but John forces the knife through his own body just to grab it and then drives it into Vigo's neck, leaving him to die. We return to the film's opening scene. John, bleeding and exhausted, watches the video of Helen one more time and decides he has to keep living. He goes to an animal shelter, treats his wounds, and adopts another dog who was about to be euthanized. John walks home with his new dog, not healed, but alive and ready to move forward.